And staying with the coronavirus situation in South Korea, as we heard during Yeon-seung's report, the nation is slowly transitioning into the first phase of living with COVID-19, joining other countries that have already started enjoying pre-pandemic lives. Now, for more on this and other COVID-19 related updates, joining us in the studio is our COVID-19 reporter, Choi Min-jung, with us. Good afternoon, Min-jung.
Good afternoon, Mok-yeon.
Now, Min-jung, let's start with the situation for today. How many COVID-19 cases are expecting?
Well, there were 1,266 new cases confirmed on Tuesday, and all but 20 cases were confirmed from the locally transmitted, with the majority coming from the capital area. The numbers are a little higher than the day before, but this increase is likely due to the weekend effect, as we tend to see cases increasing as we go further into the week. With cases expected to spike due to the upcoming Halloween weekend, Prime Minister Kim Boo-kyum urged authorities to do their best regarding thorough on-site inspections in bars and entertainment facilities.
Now, like we've just heard from our previous report, the government laid out the blueprint of our plans to return to pre-pandemic lives. Can you give us a recap of it?
Right, so starting November 1st, South Korea will be under phase 1 of 3. For around a month and a half, restrictions on operation hours for almost all businesses will be lifted. This means restaurants and cafes can operate 24 hours a day from then. But there are still limits in place for high-risk facilities like bars and nightclubs. They will have to close at midnight, and a vaccine pass indicating that people have been fully vaccinated will be required for entry into these facilities as well. The Prime Minister also said that the pass will be implemented, but stressed it should not be used to discriminate against those who are not yet vaccinated. And another big change is the number of people allowed for social gatherings. A maximum of 10 people will be able to gather, regardless of the number of people vaccinated. But in restaurants and cafes, no more than 4 unvaccinated people are allowed. The finalized details will be announced on Friday.
Right. Well, now that South Korea is slowly moving efforts to return to normalcy, what about other countries? How are they doing?
Well, right now, many people are keeping a close eye on Portugal. The country recently lifted many of its COVID-19 restrictions in a move to return to normality. Nightlife entertainment facilities reopened and limits on operation hours were lifted for businesses as well. And they've seen thousands of soccer fans enjoying games with a 30% capacity limit on sports stadiums now lifted. And despite the easing of restrictions, the country did not see a surge. And experts say this is mainly due to its high vaccination rate, as nearly 87% of the population have been fully vaccinated. And restrictions are also being lifted in Japan, where cases are starting to drop. People in Tokyo may now drink and eat in restaurants and bars without time constraints. But it's important to note that cases will possibly hike when South Korea also begins to ease restrictions. Countries that lifted them relatively earlier than the rest of the world, like the UK and Singapore, are seeing fresh surges.
So it seems like it's all the more important to get vaccinated. Now, speaking of vaccination, can you tell us how the vaccination drive is going worldwide?
Well, the WHO chief says that 40% of each country's population may be fully vaccinated by the end of this year, though he did stress that vaccine inequity in regards to less developed countries exists, as many countries have still not yet received their first doses. A fair distribution seems important at this point to get the entire world back to normal.
Okay, Min-jung did a great job. Thank you for your report. I will talk to you again tomorrow morning.
Thank you.